Welcome back, guys, to another Gregtech Community Edition Unofficial. Last time we got ourselves... we got ourselves the 8-tree circuit. It's moved up there now. And the MV circuit assembler, because with the HV circuits. And I have been doing a little bit of cleanup here. Don't mind the glitched out chest that I somehow spun with a wrench and I don't know how to do it again. But up here, I started building out a big platform area to start a decent factory, hopefully getting this. This has been a nightmare. I've been trying to tear my hair out, trying to figure out how to really get this set up properly. But I do have some conveyors on the side with some ore dictionary things, ore dictionary filter in that one. This one just has an item filter because the ore dictionary is not going to work properly. And we do have these other filters over here. Smart filter, however, they only let you filter electrolyzer, centrifuge, and sifter recipe machines. So, because I'm only able to do those, I'm using those ones over here on the centrifuge. Electrolyzer, I'm going to have to use, I think we've got purified dust. No. So if we go with this and we run it through the thermal centrifuge, we'll have to do crushed centrifuged. Make sure those two tags are in there, and I can use an ore dictionary one for that. Probably don't even have to do crushed, it could probably just be centrifuged. So there's that. And then we do have our ore washing machine over here. This one does not have the filter set up yet. I'm going to have to go get... thinking probably just another item filter, because I was going to do two of the... No. Do one of those. I'm going to do the chemical bath with... This one's going to have mercury in it. I'm going to do a sodium peroxide, I think is what the other one is for this one. And we're going to do two thermal centrifuges because they got to keep up with the 3 machines as best they possibly can. So probably have a place for backlog to go into. And then once they're done here, they'll go into the basic forge hammer, which will automatically put it into the dust. And if it's been thermal centrifuged, it won't go into the purified, it'll go straight into the actual dust. And then from there, if it needs to be electrolyzed, it can be electrolyzed. If not, it'll be centrifuged. If not, probably going to pump it out to a different room where I'll smelt it up into whatever bar it needs to be. But this is something I've been working on literally all day and been tearing my hair out trying to get it figured out. We've got this set up properly to pump the mercury. I do not have the other thing here yet, so I just got an item filter on this. It's kind of hard to grab them. There we go. So I got a fluid filter set to filter, so it will not put anything into the pipes here. This one I'm going to have to set up to water. In fact, I already have, so that'll be, once I get water piped in here, that'll all work. But then out and the back over here is where I have my current setup of MV machines. And I'm currently using the advanced combustion generator through the bat box to power all of those LV machines in there through one transformer and 3 different battery boxes that the transformer is wired into. And so that's kind of how this setup's all going now. What I did want to do, because I do need this to set up the next thing, is I got some stuff prepped to be able to make some... That's not what I wanted. We want this one. I'm going to be making some of the large tanks. So we need one of these. Can I make a crafting table? I can't make a crafting table with that. So we'll go ahead and place a crafting table up here. Take one large polyethylene, it has to be the polyethylene fluid pipe. Surround it with 8 sheets to get this hermetic casing 1. Once you have that, it should be as simple as these 3. I'm missing something that's in here. Need 4 of those. So with 4 circuits, 1 fluid pump, 3 steel plates, and this hermetic casing, we now have a Super Tank 1 compact place to store all of your fluids. And so from what I understand, what I want to do is I wanted this to be right over here. So it has a fluid amount. And I'm thinking what I kind of want to try is, can it store different types of fluids? Let's pick it up and we'll see. Let's go down below. You know, I have a couple different barrels of a couple different things. I think we could just stop right here, place down that tank, and if we go 1 hydrogen in, can we get another thing in or no? No, so it is only for 1 thing. That is good to know. That means we'll probably use small barrel drums like this for things that we don't need a ton of. What I can actually do, because I believe these hold... Let's go ahead and look up that quest really quick. Super tanks. This ultimate portable fluid storage solution stores 4,000 buckets in 1 single block. Like drums, super tanks keep their fluids when broken. So yes, they do. Can be cleared in the crafting grid. So was gonna say I'm gonna come over and put it on this, but this isn't even hooked up anymore. Though I should actually be able to hook this up pretty easily. So if I just take out this, can we get all the way over? 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. We're 1 shy. I think if I really want to, I can just go ahead. Nope, that's that tool. So now we can just clip this back together. I should be able to just place this super tank right here. Is that not filling? Is there a reason that's not doing everything? Do I need to place it like this? Maybe like that? There we go. Either that or it was just so little fluid it wasn't working. Now I should be able to grab out. I think I have 1 tin. I don't have a tin cable. So that's that. Now, the other thing we really have to get working on is we need to get some plastic boards so we can start making microprocessors. Which for that, I thought I had it prepared, but I guess I don't. I need another chemical reactor. Which isn't too bad, so I'll go ahead and whip one of those up and I'll meet you back. Alright, we are back here with our, let's say, chemical reactor here. Go ahead and plop it down right there. Okay. So with that, it was going to take polyethylene. We need to roll out these sheets again. And I believe it said I do need like sulfuric acid. So the best way to get that, I believe, was literally just... So we're gonna have to grab ourselves some oxygen. And some sulfur. Now we have plenty of sulfur around here. We got... I think 4 only needs 1, so we should be good with that. Come over here. Grab some oxygen. Toss it in here, and we need 1 and 2. Does need a circuit. Let's look at that. So let's go ahead and grab out the circuit that's in here. Down to 2. Stick that on in. Should be able to just grab this with that. Right into there. Should get us our sulfuric acid, or no, still sulfur trioxide. And then with this, combining it with water will get us the sulfuric acid. So we'll go ahead and pull out our oxygen. Go get ourselves a bucket of water. Dump in our bucket of water. Sulfur trioxide. And if I put those in there, alongside our copper foil. And one thing to note, you cannot use those. I do have the glass vials somewhere, or the bucket itself. Just using a bucket, you can pick up the sulfuric acid. Dump that on in, and we got our plastic circuit boards are now being made. We do need to put them into circuit boards after, which requires one of these two things. So I'm going to have to go through those steps to make that here in a second. So probably making the this one is going to be better. So make hydrochloric acid. We need chlorine and hydrogen, which we actually have right next to us over here in those barrels. So as soon as that's done, we can get that up and running pretty quickly. So let's just go ahead and double that. 1 bucket of this ready. I should actually just be able to pull using a regular bucket too, so I can get the chlorine out as well. So there's those. I do need a piece of iron dust, it said, which I do have some already. So now if I put in the hydrogen and the chlorine over here, that'll make us our hydrochloric acid. Again, acids can only be picked up in a bucket or the glass vials right now. And then with that and the iron dust, oh, I need 3 buckets of it. So let's go ahead. Might be able to dump that over here. Can I still do this? Yeah. And one more. Boom, boom, and boom. I think it said it did need a circuit here. Circuit of 1. There we go. And that should get us our iron chloride, I think is what it was. But then with that, we do need more copper foil. So each one takes 6. There's 2. So we're gonna need that. So that's done. We can go ahead and pull out all the hydrogen. I guess this one is no longer ferrous, or not ferrous. But where did they go? Right there. Get those rolled out, and then we should be able to get ourselves all 4 of those circuit boards prepped up. Yeah, for auto crafting this is going to be a little bit of a pain. But getting these copper foils in, we can get our first of our plastic circuit boards, which, if we finish that quest, that'll let us start making these. And once we get those, we can start working our way down this tree to get to the regular HV circuits, which are processor assemblies. I believe these are a cheaper recipe compared to the other ones, because looking at the other ones, if I remember right, yeah, you need the integrated circuit for both the first one and the last one, whereas these require... Oh. That's right, it says CPUs, because I did get some of the CPUs up. But there we go, we got our first plastic board. The nice thing about using the iron 3 chloride is the fact this will actually craft up 4, but the other recipe with the other thing makes 1 craft of all of that stuff will only do 1. So now if I pull out my diodes, my capacitors, let's look at this, so the microprocessors. So we need the CPU, the resistors. We don't need the diodes. Just need the resistors, which I believe I have some over here. Yep, resistors. Then I need the capacitors, which I thought I made some. Yeah, capacitors, CPU units, and we just need some fine copper wire. So we will be right back after I get the last of these ingredients. Alright, we've got the last of them, and we're just going to head up to our circuit assembler up here, the MV circuit assembler, which is required to make the microprocessors. Advanced circuit assembler. Put in the 4 plastic boards, all the CPU units, although it's only going to, I believe it's only going to use 4 of them there. We need our resistors, our transistors, capacitors, and fine copper wire. And then we just need to get some soldering alloy in there, which I think I actually broke that with this soldering alloy in there without checking. But I should have plenty, and I do have quite a bit over here. Let's get racing back over that way. Now this should go ahead and craft up using all of the materials I put in there. But then that'll give us as it's saying here, eventually with the EV age, this will become even cheaper. That is true, because these cards here, these SOC wafers, can only be made of the glowstone docked wafer or higher. But once you've got these, and you can cut these up, and it's going to be so much cheaper because you just need the wafer, some coil, and some bolts, and that's it. And you'll get 6 instead of the 3. This will get us a load of these. So again, we've got 12 of these microprocessors now. Go ahead and stuff this stuff in there for the time being. They don't not. I didn't pull them out. Okay. Should register that. We got those. Can we get our MV circuits too? So for these ones, it just requires the same card. So we're just going to have to make more plastic circuit boards. And then it requires more of everything else. More resistors, more capacitors, and transistors. And then I think it's here, yeah. Okay. So we didn't really need to make these LV microchip things right now. I don't think it actually even unlocks any special recipes for us so far, it looks like. Because, yeah, there's 19 crafting recipes there. That's exactly how much is there. It might... No, that doesn't change anything. Circuit assembler. No, same 4 recipes here. So I think, like I'm basically thinking, is that it doesn't really change any recipes. It's just that you get more bang for your buck, basically. So the materials that you use in for these microprocessors is more worth it than the output it takes out. So I am going to go ahead and grab a bunch of this chlorine. We're going to start making up some more. Don't remember what this makes. Okay, yeah, that's one of the things we need. Put that away, put that in here for now. Put the wires away, stuff some other things in my backpack. There we go. Okay. So that's going to get us 8 hydrochloric acid, which then I need... What was I doing with this? Was this the iron? This was the iron chloride 3, I believe. Iron chloride 3, yeah, 3 hydrofluoric acid and iron dust. So I think what we'll do really quick is we'll whip up one more of those. That'll make us an even set of 9. We can go grab 3 of the iron stuff, and I will be back after I've whipped up all the things to make some more of these circuit boards. Welcome back. Well, while I was looking at a couple things, I realized there is one other thing I gotta craft up. It's using these steel rings and these fine annealed wire. Should make us... what are they called? Inductors. Do need polyethylene as well. But then all that combined should make us 4 inductors each. So that gets those all done. We are still waiting on circuit boards. Did want to get those done, because we're pretty close here on plastic boards being done. Each of them taking 25 seconds is feeling a little bit longer than I want it to be. We are getting a bunch of this red alloy wire. I really wish there was a better recipe for red alloy. But except for the dust, which, yeah, there's no really good recipe for red alloy wire. Which feels just a smidge hard if you ask me. Like, you just need tons of redstone for that, but I mean, I guess redstone is fairly easy to come by, so it's not too much of a killer, but it's still kind of like, really? Just why? So like the last one there is finishing up, which means we can move these circuit boards over, drop in our iron 3 chloride. After the 25 seconds, I think this is just about as long of a craft too. 25 seconds each there, and then, yeah, even longer, 30 seconds on each of those crafts. So I will be back when this is done. Alright, we got 2 of them done, which I guess is enough to show you what we were going to be doing with them. So taking the plastic circuit boards back up here, we put one in, put in our fine wire. I think this first one just needs, we just need the CPU, the resistors, transistors, and capacitors. So grab out the transistors, resistors, capacitors, and the CPU. If I dunk one of those in there, I guess we'll just dunk them all in there real quick. And resistors. Now that we've got all that, that will craft us up one nice craft of these integrated MV circuits, integrated processors. So this is like the middle tier of the MV stuff, which this one is required with the RAM and another circuit board, and we should, let's go ahead and pull those out so we get the quest ticked off. Thought I'd already grabbed the inductors. Did I not grab the? I didn't grab the inductors out. Okay. We also got our inductors. And so now I believe if we swap those out, no, those ones, we gotta place those up there. There we go. So no transistors, we just need the inductor and the capacitors with the RAM. And then all of that together would get us our better HV circuits. Which, once we got that done, we're gonna need, looks like, gotta get ourselves a clean room before we can get these EV ones done. Which is where we're gonna have to get ourselves some stainless steel. To get that, I'm gonna have to swap out, we need 2 inputs on that with our MV, on our blast furnace of the MV power type. Which means I think what's going to happen is that entire boiler is going to get taken down because it's kind of outdated and useless at this point. Probably run through it a little bit more, get some more aluminum, and get ourselves 4 of these set up. Because that's going to be our best way to power it, is using our advanced combustion engine with some light fuel. There we go, we got our processor assemblies. So, yeah, it looks like none of the other stuff we've got in here is really ready to be done right now. Still got a bunch of little things to have to go back through and check off. I did do some stuff with multi-channel pipes. The only problem I found is it has to be the POTIN. Otherwise, it does not check off the quest. But next time we will definitely get that blast furnace upgraded so we can start working on some stainless steel, because that recipe doesn't seem like that much of an issue. Stainless steel dust with some nitrogen, which soon as I get all the machines moved up here, this is going to be much easier to produce it all up here, because I'll put that piped up directly into the barrels on top there, and the nitrogen will just make everything go faster. Let's look at that stainless steel dust, which requires... we need manganese, invar, iron, and chrome. Looks like we don't actually need invar, we just need nickel. But if we don't do invar, we need more. Although, isn't invar 2? Yeah, invar is a 2 to 1, so it's the same amount of stuff no matter what. So, yeah. But it looks like this is going to be it for now. Just a bunch more circuits, and showing you the stuff that's going on over here is really all I had set up. As soon as I get this online, I can just go mining, stick everything. I'm thinking of putting either a steel or aluminum. I'm thinking an aluminum crate's probably going to be our best bet. Something that I can just dump in, like a chest, an aluminum crate right in here, have it automatically pull in and start the auto processing of everything, so that while I'm on messing around with other stuff, all my ore can be processing, getting ready, instead of having to do the 20 steps to process everything and get everything gone through. So yeah, thank you guys for joining me on this episode. Next time we'll look at blast furnace, stainless steel, and really moving on to the HV era. Bye!